You're listening to House of Football, brought to you by Coca Cola, official partner of the Premier League.
Welcome back to House of Football, brought to you by Coca Cola, official partner of the Premier League. I am your host, Graham O'Toole, and of course we are joined by Enda and Gerard from Sports Joe, as per usual. And gentlemen, we're going to kick off straight away with what's wrong with Liverpool. Slot said after the loss to Brentford, teams have a certain playing style against us. It is a very good strategy to play. We have not found an answer yet. Enda, what's the answer?
Be better?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's
maybe,
a good start.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, it is an interesting one because I think when Slot came in, I'm not so sure the game was going in the way that it has gone. Like the Premier League season is, the way the teams are playing is different to what we would have expected it to go. Even though from previous years, you're still expecting people to play more possessional based football, but this season has been long ball. And if it's working, it's working. So like Slot can complain about it or it can say that they haven't found an answer. I don't buy into the idea that Slot is like complaining and whinging that, oh no, poor us, people are playing a style that doesn't suit us. I think it's just his Dutch openness. He just hasn't found an answer for it because it wasn't what he expected teams to do.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you, Gerard, like, where does the problem lie? But I think there's just so many problems around the pitch for Liverpool right now.
I think if you were to... So, I think there's two questions here. Is it the weakness in defence or is it a weakness in attack? I'm going to say it's weighted more towards the defence.
They've conceded 14 goals.
Yeah, I don't think they have a problem. I mean, Jamie Carragher suggested... actually, Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher suggested that they should go back to basics and have a flat back four, which probably, and you know, Kirkus has not lived up to expectation in any way, and it's kind of actually shocking how bad he's been. And Conor Bradley he's not really an upgrade in a kind of an attacking and defending sense as Trent, really. He's not. And Frimpong's not a right back either, so I don't know what the option is there either. And Van Dijk's kind of getting the curse a bit as well now, and Konaté's actually looking like the better centre back, which I never thought I would say in like the last half a dozen games. So is it defence, is it attack? I think it's defence. I think they need to go back to basics a bit, have a solid base and let the attackers do what we know they can do. But Ender's completely right. The change in style this season has kind of stumped them. But saying that, Liverpool at their best back in the day with Klopp and then Parks and the Slot, they were, I wouldn't say they were direct lumping balls up, but they were very much defence to attack very quickly. So they've got it in them to play this quick, direct football in a sense. It's just, they've just got a bit of the curse at the moment. Football's so much about confidence. I do think that a couple of results could change everything, and it's not, you know, they're talking about crisis. I don't think it's crisis yet.
Really?
I don't think it is, just because of this season.
Yeah. It's
crisis if you have a Man City who are on course for 100 points. I don't think Arsenal are on course for 100 points. I think Arsenal could get 80 plus. So I don't think it's a crisis yet, just because I think the Premier League as a whole is kind of levelled out and everyone beats everyone. And I think teams will beat Arsenal as well. So crisis not so much.
Are they still in the title race?
Yes.
Okay.
I think they are. I mean, lose to Villa on Saturday, I might be saying different. Yeah, I think they are.
If they lose to Villa, so the next three fixtures, Villa, Madrid and City. What happens if they lose all three?
God.
And it is a high possibility considering the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, I mean Slot's gone, really, isn't he?
No.
Surely.
No. What, if they lose all three?
If they lose all three, they'll be what? If they lose all three,
That
they've
would be
already lost.
7
They'll be
losses
8.
in 8.
Yeah,
No.
that's
No,
that's,
it wouldn't be. It'd be 8
it'd be
losses,
8 losses in
9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there'd be 8 losses in a row. They'd be well out of the Premier League title. Well, definitely under pressure. I mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
At what point does it get beyond what Slot can do? Like 8 losses in a row, 9 losses in a row, 10 losses in a row. Like how many losses can he naturally sustain after spending what is it, 445 million this summer? So there's questions about the strategy within Liverpool if they do go on to lose. Listen, I don't think they'll go on to lose those games all in a row. Aston Villa aren't likely to play the direct style of football that other teams have been playing. They tend to actually play more into Liverpool's strengths in that Aston Villa play a lot through the middle, and Liverpool can just close that up pretty easily. Real Madrid, again, different type of battle. They're a forward playing team. Although I shudder at what Mbappe might do to that defence in the way that they're playing. And then Erling Haaland, the way he's playing, Man City are playing a little bit more direct. So that could be a bit of a bloodbath for Liverpool. So, yeah, look, he's not inflappable, you know? Eight losses in a row is enough to sack any manager.
They got rid of Ranieri at Leicester.
I know, I do say that.
There is that caveat.
They did that. And I'm usually one to say, listen, you never know what's going to happen. They'll sack him. For some reason, I just don't think that. I think they'll draw with Villa, they'll lose to Real Madrid, and they'll beat City.
Oh, I think it's going to be beat Villa, draw with Real Madrid, and lose to Man City.
Complete opposite. Let's see.
What would be your starting 11 for Liverpool against Villa at the weekend?
Against Villa?
Yeah. Would you shore up the back? Would you throw Joe Gomez at right back?
I would.
No. I like Conor Bradley.
Okay.
I like Conor Bradley as a defensive player. Kanade, Van Dijk. Then you're probably bringing Andy Robertson back in. Let's be honest. Yeah. And then likely going to play maybe Szoboszlai with Gravenberch, a little bit more defensive minded, and bring Wirtz into the team. Then you go Ekiteke, Isak and Salah.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's a hard one. It's an unbalanced team, but I do think Dominic Szoboszlai does provide a little bit more controlling and defensive work. Obviously, he's playing more right back this year a lot of the time as well. But then McAllister is very good at controlling the pace and the quality of the game, but Szoboszlai is a little bit better at that defensive role. So,
does Cody Gakpo get looked over? Because he has been probably the most consistent in terms of starting and chipping in with goals here and there, yet you left him out.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just can't leave Ekiteke out of the team.
But you want to put Isak in instead?
Yeah, I mean, you got to make these decisions.
These are the decisions, aren't they? Yeah. It's so tough. And you usually call them a good headache. It's really not a good headache at the moment. It's just not. But I'd go Gomez right back, Robertson left back. Back to basics. So, in Enda's opinion, 3 losses, he's gone.
Definitely with the conversation, definitely within the conversation that has to be. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, what are Liverpool looking to do if a manager can lose 8 games in a row or 8 games in 9? Like, I just don't know at what point do you stop the bleeding?
It's kind of shocking, actually, isn't it? Yeah. It's actually, when you think about it, it's kind of shocking. Maybe not. I don't think. Considering
how good they were at the start of the season.
Yeah, but they actually weren't that good at the start of the season. They've got away with it because against Bournemouth they were lucky. They played rubbish away to Newcastle against 10 men. It was a free kick against Arsenal that they didn't deserve to win that game either. So they have been getting away with it. Probably the best they've played was maybe the first half against Everton, and that's when they reverted to last year's midfield. Right, we'll see. We'll move on from Liverpool. And we're going to talk about the best strikers in the Premier League history, and we're going to blind rank the top 5. We've got 5 separate Premier League striking legends for Gerard and Enda. And you got to give me where they rank before you hear the next one. Gerard, we're going to start with you. Where do you rank Alan Shearer? This is your first one.
I just got to think about Shearer. I'm not going to go top with him. I'll go second.
What's your thing about Shearer?
He's a bit dirty, wasn't he? And I don't know if he'd hold up in today's football. Okay, I don't know. I think they're a bet. I respect him. He's obviously got the most Premier League goals. So I've got to be careful what I say. But I don't. What I don't like is that he said he won't go to the World Cup in '98 if he got banned for stamping on Neil Lennon. I just thought that was terrible behaviour.
Okay,
that stuck with me all these years.
Next up is Wayne Rooney.
So I went 2 for Shearer. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go 1 for Rooney.
Okay. Fernando Torres.
4.
Mo Salah.
3.
So that means you've only got 5 left, and it is Sergio Aguero.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's
right?
kind of fine. I'd probably put him above Torres.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd put him above Torres, but otherwise, I'm kind of happy with that.
Rooney, Shearer, Salah, Torres, and Aguero.
Yeah.
With that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Aguero above Torres.
Definitely Aguero above Torres if I had my if I could change that. Just Torres had a good, he was amazing for 2.5 seasons, and then he wasn't.
Okay, Enda. Let's blind rank these 5 Premier League striking legends.
Let's go.
First is Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Ooh. He is probably an underrated player in today's world, but I think he was probably the first player like I properly fell in love with as a young Man United player or young Man United fan. His movement was incredible. His finishing, best finisher. If this was a simple finishing question, he's up there with the best ever. But I'll play it safe and go number 3.
Michael Owen.
5. I think he is.
That was very definitive.
Look, he was a speed merchant. That's what Michael Owen was. He was a Theo Walcott or Raheem Sterling. That's what Michael Owen was. The world wasn't ready for his speed. Once he lost his speed, now don't get me wrong, fantastic finisher again, but once he lost his speed, he had nothing.
Ballon d'Or winner.
He had his speed.
He Ballon d'Or winner. My name is Graham Michael Owen, of course, so it kind of pains me to say that out loud now. What happened after that?
Mine is Steven Gerrard. So
Andy Cole.
Andy Cole. I'm going to go with Andy Cole at number 4, just to be safe.
Jamie Vardy.
Probably should put Andy Cole in second now. Jamie Vardy, fantastic player,
Yep.
but probably not really fair to say that he's one of the best Premier League strikers of all times. But I will put him number 2 because he's definitely not getting
Probably the best Premier League striker that drinks Red Bull before
Yeah.
a game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
If there's a separate,
if this
column
was a
for
list
that.
for the person who got the most out of his talent, Jamie Vardy would be number 1.
And finally, number 1 spot is left. You've left it for Harry Kane.
I'll take
There you
that. Harry Kane, phenomenal player. Will go down as one of the best players flat out players to play in the Premier League. Sort of in the same vein as Wayne Rooney, in the sense that he can do everything and he could play midfield and he's just a phenomenal player. So yeah, underrated. It's mad to say he's underrated, but he doesn't get the credit he deserves for being as good as he is.
If Harry Kane moves back to the Premier League in the next season or 2, can he overtake Shearer? There's currently 47 goals between them.
Oh, he'd need to do it this year.
Yeah.
He'd need to move in the summer, and yeah, he could easily do that if he moved in the summer.
Is he? Is he 30?
He's getting he's
32.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he could still do it. He keeps himself in really good shape. If he went to a big side, he could definitely do it. Yeah,
Okay.
give him 3 seasons.
We're sticking with Premier League strikers, and we're going to move on to start, bench, sell. 3 Premier League strikers. Which one are you going to start, bench, and sell? You're going to work as a team on this one, and our 3 strikers are Wayne Rooney, Erling Haaland, and Alan Shearer.
I found
Gerard.
I found this one a bit easier than most of these start bench sales.
Okay.
I'm starting Rooney. Now I didn't always love Rooney, but as time passes by, I think you see more of how he developed himself into kind of a quarterback role, from being just dogged street footballer that you don't actually see too often anymore. You get these robots now that, check back, pass completion, make sure you're doing this, make sure you're doing that. He didn't give a toss about any of that stuff. He just loved it. I loved that he was raw, everything about him. He spoke up as well a lot. And yeah, he's my start, is Wayne Rooney.
Enda, agree?
Yeah, I'm going to go Wayne Rooney. I think I would be in the camp of saying that Wayne Rooney is the best striker in Premier League history, and that would be above Alan Shearer. Obviously, Alan Shearer is a phenomenal goal scorer, and probably predates my time a little bit. So I am willing to admit that there's a little bit of bias towards the era of football I grew up watching. But Wayne Rooney, finishing, heading, left foot, right foot, passing, an incredible player who was complete, and on top of all that, worked like a dog on the pitch as well. He just had that killer instinct of that United side at the time. So yeah, I think Wayne Rooney starts here.
Okay, Gerard, are we going to bench the all-time Premier League top goal scorer, or potentially the future all-time Premier League top goal scorer in Haaland?
I'm benching Haaland
Okay.
here. I guess I'm telling you why I like him more than Alan Shearer and
Because of that stamp.
less than Wayne Rooney. But like, Haaland's a phenomenon, right? I don't, and his first season won a treble with City. I don't necessarily think he's been overall good for Man City. It's been overall beneficial for Man City in a holistic point of view, how they want to play, how Pep wants to play. But he is he's a beast. He's this, he's that, he's everything. He's a finisher. He's a goal scorer. He's a finisher. He doesn't make it ahead of Wayne Rooney because he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that influence in the middle third or the defensive third of the pitch, and for me, that you just lose a few points for me on that.
And agree. Oh, this is a no. This is a no. No,
I was ready to say Alan Shearer as the bench option was selling Erling Haaland, but yeah, I'd be slightly inclined now to move towards Erling Haaland side of things. While Shearer, like some people will say, this is biased towards the era that he's currently playing in, and it's recency bias. But I think you can go the opposite way in that some players don't get the credit for how good they are because they're playing in this current era, and people say it's recency bias. Kevin De Bruyne is another example of this. If you actually take Kevin De Bruyne as a player versus like Steven Gerrard, Paul Scholes, Frank Lampard, he's up there.
Yep. But
because of the era he played in, he doesn't get the credit. So I think Erling Haaland's probably in that bracket at the minute. Although Alan Shearer, look, I'm going to do this on the basis that who do I want on the bench if we need a goal? I'm going to go with Alan Shearer.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think he gives you more off the bench than Erling Haaland does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big
call, I know.
What kind of goals do you think Haaland is going to get this season? Because he is in incredible form, and the slight change in style of football is suiting his style as well. Like, I've tracked it. If he's scored 11 and 9 so far, if he continues at this rate, he'll hit 46 goals in the Premier League this season. His highest was his first season at 36. And that was
But he also
insane.
scored. Yeah, he also scored another like 15 on top
outside
of that,
of the Premier League. Yeah.
So he's going to hit 30.
Yeah.
Oh, easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
he's definitely
the
going to hit 30.
point is at the moment is that I think the next best Premier League scorer in the City has won, and that's the point. Is that it's all going to him, and that might be their only kind of option at the moment. Felt like that recently.
Okay. Enda and Gerard both starting Rooney, but they are on different sides of it when it comes to benching. Benching Haaland for Gerard, benching Shearer for Enda.
You're listening to House of Football, brought to you by Coca Cola, official partner of the Premier League.
House of Football is brought to you by Coca Cola, official partner of the Premier League. And every week on the show, we're going to set our guests some challenges. And this week is all about winning goals. So we want to chat about Enda and Gerard's top 5 winning goals in the Premier League. Now, we won't do like ranking, maybe save your best to last. But Enda, let's just kick it off. Let's go down nostalgia. What's one of your favourite goals of all time?
I think when you're doing this, you're going to see what period of football is like people's peak football, because that's when they usually choose their favorite goals. I would say my peak period is probably like 2008, 2009. That's definitely where I was pulling most of my memories from. Doing this was fun for many, many reasons. Firstly, you get to hear the iconic commentary again. You get to look at class goals again. But mainly, you get to like realize how bad your memory is of how things were happening, and that's why this goal is one of my favorite goals ever. And I completely forgot who it was against. I couldn't find it for ages. Is by Andre Arshavin. I thought one of these goals came in his famous 4-goal rout in Liverpool. It didn't. So one of these goals, it's Andre Arshavin against Blackburn in 2009. He gets the ball, he runs down the touchline. He's basically takes on a player. He has no space. He's about 2 yards from the end line, takes it past the guy into the box, and within a yard of space, he sort of lobs it / curls it over the keeper into the back post. It's an unbelievable goal. And it's one goal that I always remember as being, oh, that's such a good goal. Maybe it's because it came in the same season as the 4 goals against Liverpool, which arguably any of those could have been chosen as one of my favourites as well. But yeah, there's
home or away?
It was a home game.
Okay.
I didn't. This is crazy. I do not remember this goal.
Yeah, it's.
I'm like digging deep into my memory and I cannot think of it.
Trust me, I didn't know it was against Blackburn. I thought it was against Man United or
Yeah.
Liverpool, or there was some
Oh,
reason.
I know the one now.
There is some reason this goal is stuck in my head.
It's really tight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's an unbelievable goal. Go and look it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arshavin kicks it off for Enda. Gerard, where are we going?
Okay, my era is a bit earlier than that. So with this, I'm torn between like favourite goals, favourite good goals, and then just like the best Premier League goals. So I'll start with Bergkamp against Newcastle.
Yeah.
I could have gone Bergkamp against Leicester. I don't remember that goal, but I've seen it a million times and it is fantastic. But Bergkamp against Newcastle, purely because it kind of never happened before and never happened really since, that sort of skill. I've never seen that skill up again. It was against Dabby's ass against Newcastle. He receives it back to goal, flicks it with his left foot. The physics of it just kind of doesn't make sense. Flicks it with his left, shows strength and the finish. It's skill, strength and clinical finish in Bergkamp. Of the peak Premier League goals, that's probably my favourite. I'll come on to a couple more.
Are you in the he meant it or he
Yeah,
didn't
100% meant it. Yeah.
I don't understand the logic of people saying that he didn't mean it. He completely meant it.
No, the only way he would use the left foot there would be to pass to a teammate who's off him.
Yeah.
But there wasn't anyone off him. So
If it wasn't
it's just-
Bergkamp, there would be an argument that he didn't mean it.
Absolutely.
But like it was Bergkamp, so he did mean it.
Absolutely. So yeah, there's so many up there's like overhead kicks and whatnot, but just little bits of skill. Such unique goals like that are my favourite. So Bergkamp is first for me.
All right, so 2 Arsenal goals kicking it off. Enda, where are we going with your second?
We're going with Manchester United. Again, the same period as I went the first time, 2008. It's a Ronaldo goal against West Ham 2008. The goal is not remembered for Ronaldo's goal, though. That's not the reason I love this goal. Do you want to have a stab at why this goal is special?
Give it to me again. Ronaldo
against West Ham 2008.
What part of the season?
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm not really
Okay,
sure.
right
But
then.
it was more to do with one of his famous teammates who is a quote unquote street won't forget player.
West Ham. Home or away?
Home.
When you won the league.
Yeah, you know the red kit with the white strip down the back.
Yeah. This is the day
That
they won
season.
the league. I kind of remember this goal.
No.
Tevez was playing.
Dimitar Berbatov.
Oh, Berber.
The Berbatov spin.
Oh.
Gets the ball,
Oh, sorry.
flicks
Yeah.
it over,
Yeah.
Passes. It's a 5-yard tap in for
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
West
but-
Ham are in blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic goal. And like that's the do you know what's one thing that actually struck me while doing this? You probably got the same when you were looking at the Arsenal team from back then. Even in 2008, the pace of the game is so much quicker than the current pace of the game. Like I know people talk about like the way the football is played right now and how Pep changed things and it improved things and like the physicality of the game is still there, but genuinely, and I know it was like looser, possession was definitely looser, but the
Yeah.
pace of
That's
which players
interesting. Yeah.
kicked the ball, hit the ball, ran at players, it was actually, it's weird watching it. It looks like a different game.
Yeah. Okay, Ronaldo and his second goal. Jared, where are we going?
I'm going back to Arsenal for some reason. I don't even like
Arsenal
Arsenal.
have a lot of good goals. You could have chosen
Arsenal. So this was like it was the first year my family had Sky. I had this little den at home, and I was watching Omri flick the ball up and score against United,
Oh.
and the celebration. And I like the angle behind him where the fans are realising that it's going in and what they've just seen. Again, there's been a few like flick up volley goals in the Premier League, but I just feel like you don't see this goal often at all. And again, because it's Henry, he clearly means it. He clearly knows exactly what he's doing from minute one. And the old what's up celebration.
Isn't there something about goals at Highbury?
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and it's
God.
just the low camera angle.
Yeah,
as well.
Highbury is
see-
such a beautiful
Oh.
stadium.
low camera angle really matters, by
Yeah.
the way. Don't want to get too deep into that, but it really does matter.
So, Henry for Jared, there are 3 Arsenal goals, 1 United goal. And where are we taking it?
Genuinely,
next?
Arsenal fans were spoiled.
Yeah.
Like even in the less successful Wenger periods with Fabregas and stuff, some incredible goals in that period. I'm going with a goal scored against Man United. This one's more recent. It was 2015. Take it back to that season. What happened that season? Leicester win the league. Jamie Vardy, it was going for the record of most goals scored in a consecutive amount of games. 11th heaven. The commentary from Martin Tyler. as a United fan, I knew going into that game, he's going to do it against, like it is inevitable. This is going to happen.
But wasn't he taking it from Van Nistelrooy? Am I right?
Yeah,
Am I remembering that right?
Yeah.
So
there was all that element. There was the narrative was there, and there's so much to look back on in that. You've got the Leicester City stuff, obviously what happens afterwards, but that was like during their period. We're like, oh, I think this might be happening.
Time to believe.
And then you've got the pitch. It has all those pinstripes on it because the Leicester City groundsmen were having fun that year. And then Jamie Vardy, you just knew it was going to do it against United, and it was almost like, that to me was like, are United done? Are United done here? They might be. So
the answer was yes.
The answer was yes.
Jamie Vardy, he actually scored some incredible goals on that run. I remember a ball over his shoulder on the half volley against Liverpool as well. That was so good. Gerard, who is your third?
Arsenal are in this, but it's against Arsenal.
Okay.
It's Wayne Rooney in 2009-10 at the Emirates, and it's a breakaway goal. Arsenal are attacking.
This is the famous counter-attack goal.
The counter-attack goal, yeah. Long-range strikes, like, I love them, but I love a goal like this a bit more. So it breaks on the edge of the area, and then Rooney's got his back to goal, like so deep in Arsenal's heart, in his own half. Flicks it to Nani, who's underrated, by the way, Nani. And I believe Rooney's underrated as a player still.
I actually, from kind of looking at some of the goals in prep for this episode, Rooney could nearly have top five of his own.
He gives it out to Nani, who like incredible pace, and then Nani. It's the definition of threading a ball because there's so many Arsenal players around him. Threads the ball for Rooney to run onto, doesn't break stride, and then when you're right at the goal, putting it right-footed, bottom left corner, incredibly difficult skill. And in 12 seconds, they've gone from the edge of their area to scoring. And yeah, they're in that black kit with the weird blue chevron kind of thing. Yeah. Again, first year of university, remember watching it live in Manchester with a load of United fans, and it's just one of those goals where you're like, wow.
Yeah. Heading into bald Rooney phase there as well.
Yeah. He's getting into like Viking kind of guy there, isn't he?
Before we get on to our top two, Coca Cola is the official partner of the Premier League, and Coca Cola have launched an epic fantasy football challenge over on the Fantasy Premier League app called Beat the Icon. To enter, grab a Coke, scan the QR code, and if you beat the icon, you're in with a shot at winning one of hundreds of prizes. T's and C's apply. Right, Enda, where are we going? Your last one was Vardy.
Last one was Vardy. I'm taking us back to another period of Manchester United against this guy's team, against Aston Villa. This was worlds colliding for me, and it was a final. It was I was still pretty young when this happened, but it was like a final bit of acceptance that maybe there's some good players at Celtic. Henrik Larsson. Debut goal against Aston Villa. Oh,
really? You've had to remind me of that.
It was just
Solskjaer
like
scored the winner, didn't
it was
he?
just that. Yeah, it was that element of iconic player, did it for Celtic for so many years, went to Barcelona, won the Champions League, last swan song at Manchester United, my favorite player of all time, scoring for a club that I grew up also supporting alongside Celtic. So it was just like my world finally coming together. And I was thinking about maybe like 11 or 12 at that point. I was like, this is the best that life can get.
How did he score it?
It was like a toe poke almost. It came into the box.
It wasn't a fantastic goal.
No. But it was an iconic goal.
It was definitely, yeah.
Even the commentary was like, this is class. And then you listen to like some of the players from United from that period as well talking about how people in the dressing room were like even starstruck when Larsson came into the dressing room. We were talking about like Champions League winners. Wayne Rooney sitting beside him thinking, this is a guy I can learn a lot from. So
how long was he at United for?
Just a season.
Was it one season? Yeah.
Barely a full season as well. It was pretty sure it was late in the year when he came.
Yeah.
Okay, Gerard, who's your second last favourite goal?
So I'm going for Villa. I have to get a Villa goal in here. I was thinking Daly and Atkinson with the umbrella. But I'd be kidding myself because I was about 2 years old when that happened. Matt Loughton against Stoke. You both look completely like, what? Matt Loughton chests the ball from about 35 yards and volleyed it top left corner. Now, this is one of my favourites for a couple of reasons. One, Villa weren't very good at that point, and that was a sort of a game that we needed to win to stay up. And well, secondly, it's an unbelievable goal. Thirdly, I was at the game in Stoke with my pals, and the Villa photographer who was there turned around to the fans and got an incredible picture of me. Do you know when the players score a crazy goal and their teammates put their head in they're like, oh my God, did that happen? Yeah. Well, they got a picture of me doing exactly
we have
that.
It here. Oh, wow. And a Macron, Aston Villa jersey, long sleeves.
Loving that.
And you're standing above everybody with your head on your hands.
I'm standing on the seat with my head in my hands, and I didn't see the picture till the week after. I think my mum framed it.
Class. Yeah. Love it.
Put it in one of those glass frames.
Love it.
So, and like it's probably one of the goals of that season. No one else will remember the goal unless you're a Stoke or a Villa fan, but I just have to get a Villa goal in there as one of my favourites, yeah.
All right, Enda, Arshavin, Ronaldo, Vardy, Larsson. Who is your top Premier League goal of all time?
I'm going to give it to another man who scored a goal against Aston Villa. And to me, this is the best goal that's ever been scored in the Premier League. Probably hands down. Like I know there's definitely arguments. There's definitely arguments for it, but
name the team and see can Gerard predict it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he knows.
It's United against Villa. Yeah, Scholes.
No. Oh wait,
Van Persie.
Yeah.
I was thinking the Scholes volley, which I think is better.
No. The Van Persie where Wayne Rooney
many goals against
Wayne Rooney plays an inch perfect 40-yard pass over the defence. Without even looking at the goal, Van Persie picks it out of the air and volleys it into the top corner. Like it's nice. The best goal ever scored in the Premier League. I will die on that hill.
Okay.
It's like skill wise, it's impossible to replicate that. That is a goal that is 1 in a million for professional players to score.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
it hurts you.
Funnily enough, it's only 2 weeks after Matt Loughton's volley. No one remembers that.
I wonder why.
Gerard Bergkamp, Henry, Rooney, Loutman. Who is your number one?
Mine. This is for pure commentary purposes. This is G for Sunderland against Man City in 2012. So City won the league this year, but you kind of got the feeling no one wanted them to win the league that year. And they're 0-0 with Sunderland at Stadium of Light. Sunderland are kind of a middling team at that point. City are pushing for a goal. And out of nowhere, Sunderland go at the other end of the pitch. G rounds the goalkeeper and scores. And the commentary from Martin Tyler, where his voice breaks like 2 or 3 times in the goal. And he's a dramatic commentator. He's a fantastic commentator. But he's losing himself here. And it's so good. It's so good. A few fans are on the pitch. He goes around the keeper and he goes, G! And his voice croaks. I just absolutely love it. That's my favourite goal because I think that's the goal I go back to on YouTube at least once a year to watch just the commentary of. It's nothing without the commentary, by the way. It's just the kind of standard Premier League goal, but I love it because it's kind of peak Premier League years for me when City and United were going for it. We haven't really had a City rivalry going for a title many times before, but I absolutely loved that era. I lived in Manchester at the time as well, so it was a lot of fun. Red and blue side of the city, and yeah, that's my number one.
Okay, it is time to see can we beat the icon in this week's challenge. And this week the challenge is double points for winning goals. And as always, we want 1 goalkeeper, 1 defender, 1 midfielder and 3 attackers. So who'd like to kick off to see if any goalkeepers are going to score some winning goals and get us double points? Enda, do you want to take it?
Look, I don't think we're going to have to mess about it. I don't think any goalkeeper is going to score any goals or any winning goals in particular. Nobody's facing relegation at this point in the season, so
don't need to send the keeper up.
I think we'll keep it straight. We'll go with David Raya in goals away to Burnley. I think is a pretty good shot for Arsenal to get a clean sheet.
Yeah, and I'm gonna on that theme for goals, definitely Gabriel.
Yeah, good shot.
Yeah, Gabriel defender. Arsenal away at Burnley, set piece. They just keep scoring from set pieces. Apparently, at the Atletico game the other week, everyone had their phones out at a corner because it's almost like a penalty now for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So
we all laughed Right, so we're going Raya, Gabriel. It is 2 for Arsenal. Enda, who are you going for midfield?
For midfield, I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes because he's been doing really well recently for Man United. They're away to Nottingham Forest. Look, I know it's Sean
Dice ball,
and it's going to be tougher than it normally will. But I think United are on the up at the minute, and Bruno has been key to that. He's been really good in getting assists and linking the play. Hasn't scored as many goals as he previously would have for United, but I think I fancy him. He's due one.
Happy with Bruno?
Yeah, Bruno's fine with me. Then we're on to strikers.
And you also have the option with Bruno is that United have reverted back from their fine form a couple of weeks ago and end up winning this game with a penalty, which Bruno will be taking.
All right, let's get tactical here. We've got 3 attackers, double points for winning goals. Which of these games do you reckon are going to be tight, and who's going to nick it at the end with a winning goal? Jared, we'll go with you.
I'm going to go with Mateta at Palace, home to Brentford. I think Brentford will cause them a few problems. I think Palace will come out on top, and he's just on crazy form, really. Yep. So I'll go for Mateta there.
Enda?
I'm going to throw in Voltemada, West Ham or Newcastle away to West Ham. He's been incredible this season since signing for Newcastle.
Yep.
Just such an interesting player as well, like really skillful, your classic good feet for a big man type player, and scoring loads of goals, which is good for Newcastle considering they had that gaping hole of Isak since summer. So I reckon Newcastle are going to win that game pretty easily, and Voltemada is probably going to score in it. So.
And Jared, who's going to be our final player?
Easy one, this Erling Haaland. Man City are playing Bournemouth at home. I think it'll be tight, to be honest. And as I've mentioned a few times, they're just playing Haaland's way at the moment, and very good odds that he'll get a winning goal. So
here's our team: Raya, Gabriel, Bruno, Mateta, Voltemada, and Haaland. And if you think you can beat the icon, grab a Coke, scan the QR code, and if you do, in with a shot at winning one of hundreds of prizes. T's and C's apply. See you next week for more House of Football.